But you didn't pick the no. You didn't predict the no trade.
I did not predict the no trade.
He's acting like he called it. He didn't have the no trade, though, right?
I did not predict the no trade.
We'll get to the part.
Otherwise,
not everything.
I mean, you were. You know, it's funny. You were right on the money. Or you were correct on the money. That is correct. But you also,
that's where that comes from.
You put in a lot of. You're like wilds at the roulette table. If I put a chip on every number, then no matter what, they're going to push them towards.
At one point, it was 40.
It's called thinking out loud.
It was 40.
That's what it's called. It's called thinking out loud. Then I nailed. Okay,
it was 40 based on the fact that Purdy, like Brew, is from Iowa.
Yeah.
And a good guy. The show,
and a good guy.
Brew reminds us he's from Indianapolis, and it's 53. So it is Iowa.
And
we are starting with the Thunder. Moving on in a Game 7 that wasn't really close. Jalen Williams led a second quarter barrage, scoring 17 of OKC's 29 to pull away from a literal hamstrung Nuggets team. Here was the Thunder coach on the experience the team gained this series.
The run they gave us was impressive. They're a bunch of zombies, and we have the ultimate respect for their team. And we're better now than we were at the beginning of the series, and it's because of them. They pushed us to the limit, and we just have such respect for all the guys in that locker room and their staff and their organization.
Brew, what did OKC prove to you? You've been a non-believer, let's say.
well, they still. I mean, this isn't the goal.
No,
The goal is to win it
it's
all.
halfway there.
They're getting there. They proved they're a true team, and they. After every game, when it's Shea or Chet or whoever's being interviewed on the court, what happens? The whole team essentially comes around. Yeah. And people, Nick just rolled his eyes. People think, that's
closed
corny,
my eyes.
whatever.
I didn't roll my eyes.
But they're like, and people have described them as, they're like a college team because they are young and, they got that we're all in this together. Yeah. And I think they proved that over the course of this series. Now, obviously, Shea is the man, and he leads the way. But after Shea, it's like different guys take turns being kind of that star of the quarter or of the day or whatever it might be. And yesterday, look, Alex Caruso, that dude is a tremendous defender. And the adjustment, credit Mark Daigneault, of moving him to guard Jokic was huge. And if you're a big man, you think, well, Jokic has half a foot on him and 100 pounds. Why didn't he just dominate him? A few things happen. One, a lower guy who's strong can get up under you, and that just bothers you a little. By Denver. Not that they would have won the game anyway, but they really were putting Jokic down low thinking, hey, he's got the guard on him, post him up. Usually Jokic is always getting it at the free throw line or the elbow or something like that.
Deal.
Yeah, so that shifted things up for them and threw him off. And then Jalen Williams, we had questioned him on Friday.
Yes.
We said, look, can this dude be a number 2? Then he goes out and credit him. He was not having a good series, gets 17 points in the game-turning second quarter.
Yep.
And obviously Shea carried him home. And Daigneault this is what I've been saying, like, they are going through the growing pains that I feel a team must experience to win a championship right before our eyes. That was a tough series win, and credit them.
I don't know if you agree with me. I think this, for their chances of winning the championship, was better than a sweep. Because I do think there's going to they are going where they
had they swept them,
and then when they do face, I think the fact that they faced real adversity, this game, it ended up being a laugher. It was 42-41.
And they were down big.
No, they were down
early.
It was very early. They were down big. But midway through the second quarter, it's a one-point game. And then the barrage happens. And OKC.
Did you ever really feel it was close?
Yes. I did because I thought because the way I looked at it was Jamal Murray hasn't gotten going, Joker hadn't gotten going. It's a one-point game, like Christian Brown kept them attached. I think they got an emotional boost.
They made their run to get back in the game. Denver's got a run.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was clear not. They remind me of the 90s Bulls in this regard, where they can go on a 15-2 run based purely on their defense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so if the second three-peat Bulls, when you have Pippen and Rodman and Jordan, and the way they could just like swarm you as you pass half court. And it's like you never get a shot up, and they've scored 8 points. The Thunder have been doing that all year long, and to see them do that, Denver was really impressive. I thought the most important part, you alluded to it, was Jalen Williams. That he struggled and then had that moment because they are going to need him. We have talked that Chet one day should be their second best player. He's not. And he's not going to be. He is very consistently good. You know what I mean? Like
rarely,
he hasn't had a 25-point playoff game. Every game this series, he was between 9 and 19, I think. He's going to get you your 9 or 10 rebounds, basically your 10 to 15 points. And that's valuable. But Jalen Williams, after struggling that much, doing what he did was really impressive. And the Caruso thing, I think, is noteworthy because I just want to give credit where it's due. There's one other piece. The other benefit of having the smaller guy guard the bigger guy it's just human nature. The refs let him get away with a little bit.
Yes.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, he can be more physical and foul a little more because the refs are just, it's just how it works. Like, and so where I give Caruso massive credit, and it's why I get so disappointed with basically any NBA player that's not from Eastern Europe that doesn't have a good body, because there's no reason not to. Caruso, go look at him when he was 26 years old, winning a championship with the Lakers. He looks nothing like this version of Alex Caruso. He was good in his role. He has added what I think is 20, maybe 25 pounds of muscle that has changed how they can deploy him and use him, and that has unlocked another thing for him. And that obviously is not new this series. You've seen this in the last few years. But and that was a heady trade by them, trading Josh Giddey. He's the one major
Giddey
addition.
was pretty good.
Giddey was good. And then last point on them, Wilds, is they are ready and Shea is ready. Like Shea, now we have enough of a sample, I feel like, that we can say Shea is still going to get the calls he gets. Shea is still going to produce the way he produces in the postseason as the regular season. He doesn't up it to another level, but he doesn't need to. He's 30 a game each of the last two postseasons on good efficiency and 9 free throw attempts a game. So, yeah, I mean, I think they've been the favorites the whole time, according to Vegas, and I think it's deservedly so.
Dusty, can you pull up the Game 7 graphic? This is kind of goes against the idea that Game 7, the best two words in all sports. Recently, these games haven't been super close.
And there's been a bunch of road winners. This one wasn't, but...
Yeah, 12 games in the last 3 years. It's basically been 20-point blowouts. There's been 10 10-point wins and 6 20-point wins. To me, this is why I know we want to have a little bit of a Thunder congratulations party. But the reason why I was like, did he really think it was close? If Michael Porter Jr. can't lift his arm up, and Aaron Gordon, God bless him, was like, it was a heroic effort, but very quickly you could see that.
I don't know how he played.
It was amazing.
Well, can I give a guess on how he
But
played?
I never thought that was going to
just shot him up.
No, I don't think he has a grade 2 hamstring. I think he has a grade. I know Shams told us he did. I think he had a grade 1 hamstring.
A reasonable explanation.
Because everyone is like, it's medically impossible that he's playing, as if we've seen the MRI. Like, he clearly hurt his hamstring, and he's clearly injured.
Well, that makes sense. You're right, because when I heard it was grade 2, I was like,
grade 2, you're out a month. And so, he doesn't. We saw OG Anunoby in Game 7 last year come in, made a couple shots, he couldn't move. Like, Aaron Gordon is incredibly tough, and I give him massive credit for what he did. I also am going to go ahead and say that maybe it was closer to a grade 1 than a grade 2.
No, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
How in the world do you go out there and play that? He played essentially a full game.
Yes. And I thought he was fine. And
I'm going to say it's great. I'm not going to allow you to do that. You guys just be like, no, I disagree with the doctor.
I just don't know how it's done.
Because he's tough.
Hold on. Did the doctor? I'm not disagreeing with the doctor.
It's not the toughness. It's that it would be so easy to just re-aggravate that.
Again, Wilds, I'm not disagreeing with the doctor. I just don't
with
the reporting.
Shams. Nick versus Shams.
No. I'm not even necessarily disagreeing with Shams. I don't think Shams reviewed the MRI either. I think Shams is reporting what he was told.
Right, he was told that.
I'm just saying my rationale on how that happened is maybe it was a grade 1.
Wow.
Which is still, by the way, Steph got knocked out for the full round with a grade 1.
Right.
It's really impressive that he played, and a testament to him and his toughness. I just don't think he suffered an injury that's like, well, normally he'd be out 6
6
weeks, but he's going to be out 30 hours. I just don't
To
know.
your point, though, once you saw, even if you knew he was playing, he wasn't going to be able to be himself. I'm not taking anything away from OKC.
It tilted in their favor.
Yeah, there was
should've been
no
a blowout.
excuse for them not to win that game.
Yes.
The way Denver was banged
Meanwhile,
up.
Denver headed in the wrong direction from the finals to the Western Conference Finals to a second-round exit. Jokic was asked if he thought this team could win a championship, and here's what he said.
I mean, we didn't, so obviously we can't. If we could, we will win it. So I don't believe in those if stuff. So we had the opportunity, we didn't win it. So I think we can't.
I like that.
Practical.
What's next for Denver?
Let's not hypothesize. Look, and this is not going to be easy, and they may not be able to do it. Most likely, they won't be able to do it. But no, they need to get Jokic, Nick, a legitimate second star, period. And Jamal Murray has been a star at times, right? Like, he was obviously a star when they made that run to the championship, but because of injuries and just his inconsistency in general, you can't count on him fully, okay? And this is the thing. Somebody texted me, wow, Jokic going out in the second round for the second straight year. 3-time MVP, you know, like an insult to him. And I'm like, look, the big men don't win multiple championships without a second star. Some don't win any. And Kareem won 6. 5 of them were with Magic, 1 was with Oscar. Shaq won 4, 3 with Kobe, 1 with Dwayne Wade. Olajuwon did win 1 without a second star, but his second one was with Drexler. And Jokic has won his 1. Wilt won 1 with Hal Greer, who is a Hall of Famer, and then with Jerry West.